Okay, so first of all here, we're going to focus on this first one here that you guys see me unbox and set up in the prior video. If you haven't watched that video yet, it'll be one of the videos right back before this. Check it out. Watch it if you hadn't, and you'll learn a little bit more about this incubator. All right, so here it is. This is the Nurture Right 360, as you see right there. Nurture Right 360. Do a little bit of quick recap on this. This thing has got an automatic timer. When you power it on, it automatically is set for chicken eggs. You can change the temperature. It's already set for 21 days for chicken eggs. You can change how long it incubates. It has a candler already built in it. It's got a hydrometer. It keeps up with the humidity. It's got two trays, an A and a B inside for water. The A is supposed to be during the main incubation period. The B is down at the last 3 days to raise the humidity higher. It's got a little vent door, help control the air and the humidity there as well. Power supply, like I say, egg turner, keeps them moved right there. It's supposed to automatically stop that egg turner within those last 3 days. So that's a quick little recap about this unit right here. Now, what I've experienced in the week since I have first recorded that video and put it up to you guys. Number one, the number one thing that I have found was we had a power surge here and the power went off. And this unit automatically has a countdown on it from the time you turn it on. So I do not know if I have lost my 21-day countdown or not. So, number one piece of advice, and even one of my subscribers watched the first video, shared the same advice. You need to have a calendar, or you need to put a piece of paper or something right here at the unit, stick it right on it with the date that you begin the incubation, the date that you need to manually stop the turner in case the countdown's not working, and reminder to yourself to kick that humidity up. So I would put a post-it note, put a piece of paper, tape it, remember that, get your start date, get your end dates, get it all on there and keep up with it yourself. Maybe you were out, you didn't know the power flashed and the timer restarted. I don't know. I don't see anything in the manual that I read so far saying that it will keep up with that time. It says that the time automatically starts counting down when it's plugged up. Okay, number two. The second thing that I've encountered on it is that it says to keep it in a room with a stable temperature, up in the 70s, in the 70s to 80 range, right? Well, that's fine and good, but here in Texas, one day it can be 90 outside, and then like today, it's 40 outside. We're trying to not run a heater one day and run an air conditioner the next day. So when we went to bed, it was warm. We woke up, it was cool, and the temperature dropped in the room. And now this thing is battling to hold the 99.5. It will sometimes drop down and they'll say it's just 99. But I can tell it's battling. It still feels warm, but this plastic lid, it does not really provide any kind of insulation. So I found what I need to do is keep a cloth over the top of it. Not blocking the air vent though. So I'm just kind of keeping it like that, and I could tell a huge difference in it. And if it maintained the temperature and the humidity better by having that towel over it. All right, number three. The third thing I noticed is that even though you keep water in A, the humidity right now, even with it a rainy, cool season here, the humidity was not staying up in the range just off A. I had to add substantial water into B to keep that humidity up, substantial amount, which makes me wonder, those final 3 days that it wants you to throw that humidity up to 70%, will this deliver it? Will it deliver it? Because I've had to keep water in both of these just to maintain the 50% from like the 48 to 55% range. So I'm really wondering if it's going to be able to keep up when that time comes, or if I'm going to have to do something additional to help kick the humidity up. Well, that is the three main things that I have noticed that could affect your decision on buying one of these. I've got this other one, I just unboxed it. I've got it heating up right now. I've got water in it right now. Preparing to put eggs. It's kind of funny, it says let it run a few hours and balance the humidity and balance the temperature before you put the eggs in it. Well, the funny thing about that is the second you open the lid, you've lost that humidity and you've lost that temperature and you're putting cool eggs in there. It's got to start all over again. So I don't know, I thought that's kind of silly. Maybe I just read it wrong, but that's pretty much what I read. So I just suggest just go ahead, put your eggs in there, get it all loaded, get your water in there, plug it up, let it get started, let it get heated up. Maybe then, once it's at full temperature, full humidity, maybe then unplug it, reset it, and start it for its countdown. Maybe that's a good suggestion. Well, I'm going to get a second batch of eggs going in here. So we want to candle some of these eggs right here. This batch right here is due to be hatched, I think, on the 17th of April. What's today's date right now? Like the 12th?
I think so.
Yeah. So so they're not getting very far away. I'm supposed to stop the turner on the 14th. So we're going to candle some of those out of this one. And this one here, it's on back behind it some because this one here came in at a later date. So they hadn't been there near as long. And we'll take an egg that has not been incubated at all and give you a comparison as we candle these. So I turned off the light here so we can see it really good here on camera. I don't know if you can see all that glare. It's at 52% humidity right now and the temperature's dead on 99.5. So it's going to be really bright, everybody. I'll turn this little candler on. Woo! And now we're going to do an unincubated egg first. So this is just an egg that's been picked out of the nest, and you can see it's pretty clear. The little area there, it looks just a little darker, is just the egg yolk. It's just the egg yolk in there. You can see it when it kind of moves around. See that yolk moving underneath my finger right there? So let's do one more. Another one. Just the yolk inside. Alright. So now turn this off so we're not blinded. And Mel, can you here, I'll raise this lid and you grab like 2 eggs out of there. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back on. Now this is one of the eggs that's just a few days away from its hatch. You see that? Let's see if this is one that's got a chick in it, what's going on inside. We'll just sit here with it for a second and see what we see.
You can see that there's something black there.
Yeah. There's the top end where the air gap is up there. So that's one. We don't know if this is like one that's fully developing, or it might be one that's not going to hatch properly. So that's why you want to go to another one. Here we go. And it's the same. This is going to be the baby chick right there.
Yeah, you can see that there's something formed there.
we had checked these just a few days ago, and you can see when it looked like veins in there. Let's raise this again. Let's get a couple more. Here, you take this other one in my hand.
Yeah.
All right.
You want me to get more?
Yeah. Get like 2 more. Let's look at them. Turn this back on.
I put them different way.
Yeah, you need to turn those back around like they were. Now this is proper. So those last 2 that I just showed you may not be forming properly.
Oh yeah, this one is a.
That's why I'm saying those may be some that are not going to hatch properly. This is solid. This is the way it should be at this point by now, because these are just a few days away from hatching. These right here, you see this is solid chick inside, and this is the way it should be at this point without that light coming through there. So those first 2, you know, they just may have been duds for it. That's what happens. You'll get a hatch percent rate. You're not always going to get all of them to hatch. And you see this one is full. You can tell there's just, this is the end where the air gap is, right there at my finger. See the line?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is more correct. You remember the other day when we did this, you could still see through these just a little bit, and you could actually make out some of the like veins and things like that.
Try the another one.
See, this one's the same way. This is a good one, completely full. The air gap's right here on this end. You can see it there. See the line? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a 2 there.
Yeah, so those 2 have not completely developed. All right, so that give y'all a good comparison right there, and you can see what's going on. Let's put those 2 back in. Okay, now let's go this one that's more far behind. We'll just turn that one off. We'll just use the light on this one. Now these are further behind. As you can see, there it is inside, hopefully developing. Yeah, you can see a whole lot more of what's going on there. I see some little vein stuff right in there. Yep, so I think there's the eye starting to form. Yeah, that's the eyeball right there. You see it's actually moving in there. Okay, hold this one, don't roll it around too much.
Yeah, there's a vein this thing.
Yeah, that's going to be the eye probably forming first right there. You see everything happening inside right there as well. Yeah, so there you go. This one's got a little bit of debris on it. Okay, so there you go. It gives you a little bit of insight if you've never done this before. Hey Mel, so what do you think about the little chicks forming in there?
It's very cool.
Yeah, it is. I like it. So it seems like it's working pretty good. I was surprised that we got 2 eggs there back to back when we did that just then that didn't show to be developing right.
It's kind of clear there.
Yeah, I don't know how many are like that. We might go through and check them all, but we're just a few days away from the hatch anyway. So I guess it's going to be one of those deals where it is what it is then, right?
Yes.
So I see you've been attacking some bread here. We haven't told everybody where that bread came from yet, so that's got to stay top secret.
Yes, a top secret.
If there's going to be any left to tell about, because you sure look hungry for that.
How about you?
Yeah.
You're hungry for that.
Yeah, well, we can't tell everybody about that bread yet. Top secret.
Okay.
All right. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoy catching a little bit more information on this video, and maybe it'll help you make a further decision on that Nurture Right 360. I think they're pretty good so far. We don't know, but they're pretty good so far. A little bit of trouble balancing humidity sometimes, but I think part of it's just this crazy Texas weather at the moment.
I think so.
Because it's just so wet and cold, and then the next day we're spiking to the 80s and low
Yes,
90s,
yeah,
and
it's
then the
very,
next day we're
it's
back
very
in the
weird
40s.
weather here
Yeah,
in Texas.
and I think it's
You on the
really
aircon, and then at the next day you on the heater. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I think so. So we'll just keep following up on it, and I'll just keep watching after them and kind of keeping it balanced the best that I can. And we'll see what happens in the next few days. We're going to know about that one hatch,
Yes,
right?
let's see what's gonna happen.
All right. Smell, anything else you want to tell these folks this morning?
I just would like to say thank you, everyone, and please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. You can tell you just woke up. You got morning face, Mel.
I know, that's why I'm not really
Yeah,
want
we
to be
shouldn't be
on here
shooting
right
video at
now.
6 a.m., huh?
Not fresh.